Eagles fly on the road to victory. Fight, Eagles fight. Double moonwalk, 1, 2, 3. Hit 'em low, hit 'em high. Watch my Eagles fly. Fly, Eagles fly on the road to victory. Eagles, Eagles, Dallas still stinks. Dallas still stinks. Yo everybody, how you doing? King Dingbat here, and welcome to the Victory Room, otherwise known as my garage. My garage is the Victory Room because if I smoke this stogie in the house, my wife will double moonwalk my ass, and I ain't kidding. So I gotta come out here, I gotta smoke this, and today we're smoking one because the Eagles beat the Colts 2016 in a hard-fought win, but a win is a win nonetheless. So, with that said, I want to dedicate this cigar. I want to dedicate to two people or groups. The first one, Carson Wentz. Welcome back to the NFL. This stogie I'm dedicating to you, the player. But I also want to dedicate this cigar to my mods. To the mods that come into my live stream, and every week, the guys specifically who have been there the whole time, who've been there, been helping me with my chats, and it's just been an amazing thing what you guys have done. I couldn't be doing these live streams without you guys. Last year I had so many trolls in there. This year it's like between, I would say, 500 to 900 consistent people in there, peaking sometimes at 1,200 people, and hardly any of them, if at all, are trolls. And that's all because of you, the guys in the mod squad, and you guys, I have to thank you so much. There's specific guys that I'm thinking of and I'm talking about because I always go back and watch my live streams again to see how I can improve, see if I missed any comments, and I watch it, see what mods are actually there showing up and helping out. And to the guys that are, you know who you are, and in the next few weeks I'm probably going to be sending you guys a little gift here or there, so keep out for that. But I definitely appreciate all the guys who are there helping me consistently. It means the world to me. You have no idea. And I thank you so much. So this cigar is to you guys. So without further ado, it is time to light this bad boy up. Do it. Let's light this bad boy up. Oh, the taste of victory. It tastes so good when it touches your lips. It tastes so good. I love it. I've been waiting 2 weeks for this. And seriously, thank you again to all the mods, to all the people who have been there the whole time in these live streams. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you. And I know every one of you guys in there because I go back and watch all of it. You guys are the best. Thank you. And it's going to only get better. I'm going to only improve. And hey, it's going to be a fun season. But you know, Today was the return of Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz returns, and he double moonwalked ass. Well, actually, let's be honest. He struggled. He looked rusty. He looked like it was in preseason form a lot of the time. Even early on in the first drive, they go down and score a touchdown. I mean, you can see the power that he's got a flame-throwing arm. He's got unbelievable instincts in the pocket, and even a guy who isn't at full speed yet, he makes plays that nobody else hardly can make in the NFL. He is a true elite franchise quarterback, and I'm going to say this too. Right now, Carson Wentz, who hasn't played since that Rams game a year ago, he is much better than what we see out of Dak Prescott, and I don't even mean that as an insult to the Cowboy fans. Like, Dak Prescott, he ain't that good compared to Carson Wentz. And Carson Wentz is rusty. Can you imagine when he's full go? Unbelievable. But, I mean, when he came out that first drive, he missed a couple passes down the sideline. I think He wasn't totally accurate. Ertz made a couple catches that were behind him. He was rusty. His timing was off. His reads were a little slow, and he definitely doesn't have pure acceleration he usually has. When he's in the pocket and he's got pressure, he used to just be able to go. He can't do it. Once he gets moving, he's fine, but it takes him a little while, and that's going to happen. I think by about week 8, week 9, he'll get his legs under him and he'll move just fine. Carson did a great job today for a guy that hasn't played. He is my quarterback. He is my quarterback. That's for sure. I love the kid. I love him, and he gutted his way to a win. And this team, once again, has gutted their way to another win. The defense came up big. The defensive line, Derek Barnett, shout out to him. The guy comes up in the biggest moment of the game. He comes up with a huge sack, and that was pretty much all she wrote at that point. This team has heart. No matter their struggle, whether they're not struggling, this team has heart, and they know how to win. That's what championship teams do. Okay? Now, a lot of you guys may be saying, well, they're struggling right now, offense. They look sloppy, all that kind of stuff. And here's the thing. I want to take you back a year ago. Let's talk about the first 3 games of the season. First game, the Eagles go to Washington. They win. They win a good game. Carson goes off, all that kind of stuff. Next week, they go to Kansas City and they lose. Okay, they lose a game. They give up some big plays that they shouldn't have. It cost them the game. Week 3, they go in. They play a hard-fought game against the Giants, who weren't that good, and they win on a 60-something yard field goal at the end in dramatic fashion. Okay. Well, this season is very similar. They win their first game, then they go and they lose their second game on the road, giving up some big plays like they did Kansas City. And then they come back and they beat a team barely. They struggle with them for most of the game, and they win at the end on a team they're definitely better than, but they win and they pull it out. It's the same trajectory. Next week they go to Tennessee. Last year they went to an AFC team and they played the Chargers, Los Angeles Chargers. So I think that this team is really on the same trajectory. Now, Carson's coming back from injury. There's a lot of other guys that are still injured, and that may make our trajectory go a little slower than last year. But I think by week 8, I think this team's going to be full go. I really do. Carson is doing... Dude, there's a truck. There's a pickup truck out there. And they're jumping off the back of the truck. These kids, and they got no shoes on. Put on some shoes. Why are you running around barefoot with your feet all dirty? It's disgusting. Feet are disgusting. Okay? I keep hearing bang. I keep looking and they're doing it. It's crazy. What the heck is wrong with people? Huh? I don't know. You ain't gonna see me or my kids running around barefoot. Disgusting. Anyways, so I think that the Eagles are very much on the same trajectory, minus the injuries, minus, how long that's going to take. I think, like I said, week 8, I expect this team to be full throttle. If you remember last year, it seemed like it was that Arizona Cardinals game or that Carolina game Monday night that the Eagles really started to explode. So I think that that's coming. The Eagles' best football is still ahead of them. They haven't gotten there yet, and they're still 2-1. If we can get to 3-1 in the first 4 games, I think we're going to be okay. I really like the fact that Carson's got 2 weeks to get ready to have a really big game against the Vikings. Now, if we get Alshon back next week, which we're supposed to, it's going to be even that much better. So this team is slowly getting healthy. They're slowly getting better. And hey, I think we're going to be just fine. Did you see that one? I mean, a couple of the moves Carson did. I mean, he did like this, then like this, and then he throws it. I mean, how does he do it? And then what about the spin? He runs towards the sideline and dive. How many of you guys were like, oh my God, please don't get hurt. Please get up. I mean, it was a little scary, but once I saw that, once he did that, I'm like, this dude's healthy. Let's go. And now it's time for us to go. Tell you, man, this team is going to get better and better as the year goes on. I'm telling you, I believe in it. Now, I want to say this. From a team perspective, from a Howie Roseman perspective, you have to make a trade. I think you have to make a trade to get another wide receiver. I do. Now, Antonio Brown is not available. Antonio Brown said he doesn't want to trade. He was just mad. People got excited about the tweet. There's no way he is going to get traded to the Eagles. So we can forget that. I think the type of guy that we can hope to get at best would be a Devontae Parker, a Larry Fitzgerald, maybe a Marvin Jones if they can continue to lose. Those are the type of guys I expect that we could get. And on the opposite side of Alshon Jeffrey, that would be great. Now, a lot of people were excited about Jordan Matthews getting signed, and I like Jordan Matthews. I think it's a good signing when it's related to depth. When it's related to adding depth to the wide receiving core, I like it. But one of the things that I didn't like today was seeing Aguilar on the outside. Aguilar just is not as effective on the outside as he is in the slot, okay? And when you put Jordan Matthews in and make him your slot receiver and you move Alshon to the outside, it's almost like you're creating an extra problem. Instead of just needing that other wide receiver, now we have a wide receiver and a slower slot wide receiver. So I didn't like that. Now here's the perfect example for you guys on why I think Nelson Aguilar is a far better slot wide receiver than Jordan Matthews. I think it was like a 3rd and 9 late in the game. Carson throws like a 7-yard pass across the route to Jordan Matthews. Matthews catches the ball and he goes nowhere. If that's Nelson Aguilar, he catches that ball. He's fast enough to run around the corner and pick up that first down. That's the difference between Aguilar and Jordan Matthews. And I like Jordan Matthews. I think we should keep him. I want him to be a depth. I want him to be a backup slot receiver to Nelson Aguilar. Now, we get Alshon next week back. We'll see what they do, but I really would like to see Nelson back in that slot role. I would even give Jordan Matthews a chance on the outside before I would have him in the slot. I just think that Nelson is too valuable in the slot, especially when Alshon's back, because Alshon takes up so much attention. So we're going to see. I think Howie has to make a move. I know Macklin's coveted for a workout. We'll see how he works out. If Macklin's healthy and can still run, hey, he would be fine. But I still think, I'm actually hoping that they go and try to get Devontae Parker. I think he would be the perfect number 2 wide receiver, to complement Alshon Jeffrey on the other side. I really do. So maybe he's a guy. They are 3-0, so they may be less likely to trade now. But yeah, they got to do something. And I expect Howie to do something. I think part of the reason why he hasn't made a trade yet is because it's only week 2. A lot of teams are still in it. They're not willing to give up players yet. So we have to just be patient. Josh Gordon, look, I would love to have Josh Gordon. I would have given up a 5th-round pick for him. But the Eagles, they must know something or feel something. And I got to trust it. I got to trust that they know something that we don't know when it comes to Josh Gordon. So Josh Gordon is inactive tonight playing for the Patriots, so who knows? But hey, the Eagles are getting better and better as we slowly get more healthier and healthier. But a big day today, the return of Carson Wentz, and we get a win. Hey, I think we're going to be okay. Now, Ajayi, Sproles, please Sproles come back. Please Sproles come back, because Corey Clement scares me on the returns. He fumbled the one. He was like really aggressive catching a couple punts where guys were right in his face. He should have fair caught, could have been hit and fumbled. And I get very uncomfortable seeing Corey Clement punt return. Let him run the ball as a running back. He's very good at that, So I got all these boxes over here. And in it, I got all Christmas stuff, right? And I moved one of the boxes earlier, and the box top came open, and it just smelled like Christmas. Now I'm thinking, man, I can't wait to Christmas. I love Christmas. I love eggnog. I want to drink all the eggnog in the world this year. That's my plan, to drink gallons and gallons of it. It's going to be eggnog time, and I cannot wait. And for those that are new, I drink a lot of eggnog. I drink a lot of eggnog on my stream. I love it. I decorate. I love Christmas. I love the whole holiday season. And I'm jonesing for it because I saw all this stuff and I got the smell of all the ornaments there. I'm ready. I'm ready for Christmas. Dingbat Claus is coming to town. That's right. Man. Now, a lot of you guys are probably thinking, Jalen Mills, what about Jalen Mills? Well, Jalen Mills, the 2 biggest games, the 2 biggest plays for the Indianapolis Colts all day were pass interferences downfield by Jalen Mills. Now, I think Jalen Mills, I'm not as down on him as other people. I just think it's quite simple. He is better against slower, bigger, physical receivers. That's why he's very successful in the red zone. When you don't have all that green grass behind you to run because of the end zone, he does a good job. I would like to see them put Darby on the fast speed guy like T.Y. Hilton and let Darby play the other receiver, play the more physical receiver. I think he did a great job on Ebron today when he was covering a tight end a few times, and I think that's the best way to handle Jalen Mills. I don't think they have any intention of putting Sidney Jones to the outside because I think my man, shout out to Adrian from Bibberts, he was saying they put Roswell Douglas, when Mills went out for injury, they put Roswell Douglas and they kept Sidney Jones in the slot. So I would like to see them change that, and I would like to see him blitz a little more. I think we could blitz a little more. I think that would help a lot. But what do I know? I'm just a dingbat. You know what I'm saying? But hey, look, a win is a win is a win. They're not all going to be pretty. They're not all going to be pretty. But you want to peak. Start peaking in November, December, and January and make your run. And I think that we're on that trajectory. I think we are definitely. But we got to get better each week, and we got to get healthy. Got to get healthy, man. It was good to see Jason Peters finish a whole game. The guy finished the whole game. Love it. I love it. This team, man, we gotta just keep trying to weather this storm of injuries, weather the storm of getting Carson back into a rhythm and all these kind of things, and hopefully Rodney McLeod isn't hurt too bad. Now let me ask you guys a question. Now this is going to be talked about probably a lot, but if Rodney McLeod is gone for the year or hurt really bad, do you try to make a trade for Earl Thomas? Would you consider that? You put the answer in the comment section. I think it's very unlikely to happen, but you have to call and inquire, right? You have to inquire. And then there's a lot of talk now that the Steelers are taking offers for Le'Veon Bell. Would you try to get Le'Veon Bell? Me personally, I don't think there's any chance in hell that the Eagles could get Le'Veon Bell. And even if you could, what are you going to do? Give up a first-round pick? Give up 2 first-round picks? Give up some high draft pick? Get Le'Veon Bell and then watch him walk at the end of the year? Because he's going to walk. He's going to want so much money. We can't afford it. We got to sign Carson Wentz to an extension. So, I don't think that's a real option. I think the options of the best case scenario trades is a wide receiver like Devontae Parker, Larry Fitzgerald, Marvin Jones, maybe somebody I'm not thinking of, but that kind of guy who could be a second-tier wide receiver on the outside, putting Nelson Aguilar back in the slot, then you get Alshon back, and then you have Jordan Matthews who can rotate in behind Aguilar when Aguilar needs a breather or something like that. I think that's the perfect case scenario for the Eagles, and I think that that's okay. Other than that, hey, I think we're ready to roll. I think we're going to get better and better. Just seeing Carson out there, just seeing the moves and the things he does, okay, just the fact that he pushes the ball downfield, it makes a big difference. I mean, Wendell Smallwood could have scored a touchdown. And don't forget, when Aguilar, one of the few times Aguilar did go into the slot, he goes in the slot, he's running down the field, he is wide open. And Malik Hooker makes a great play at the last second. That was a touchdown pass. Maybe Carson gets that a little higher. That's a touchdown pass. And that's because Aguilar was in the slot. He had room to run. That's where you want Aguilar, man. That's where you want him. It's going to be an interesting football season. I can't wait. I'm so excited. 2-1. Hey, I'll take it. I think if we can win next week, we go to 3-1 the first 4 games. I think that's very good. I think we're on the path. And then it's the big game. It's the big game against the Minnesota Vikings. Double moonwalk that ass. Ooh, you like that? Ooh, Philly 500. Philly 500 is the white rerun. That's what I am. The white rerun. That's what I think. Anyways, as you can see, I'm in a very good mood. We won. I almost had a heart attack. I had to take 2 aspirin, but we won. And I'll take it any day of the week. So there's some things we have to work on. We have to get healthy. We have to try to fix this wide receiver problem. I think that's the biggest number 1 issue is that wide receiver spot. Now, getting Alshon back helps tremendous. It's going to help a lot, okay? It's going to help a lot. But he's still going to need a few weeks to get going, to get his legs under him, as Carson begins to keep, getting rid of the rust and shedding that rust. Alshon's going to have to do the same thing. What are we going to do on the other side? That's the big question. That's the question that I trust Howie Roseman to answer. No, he's not going to be able to answer. Teams don't want to trade week 2. They want to trade when it gets closer to the deadline. So we're going to have to wait it out, Yeah, and like I said this before, I would love Josh Gordon for a 5th round pick. I would have done it. But look, maybe they know something. So anyways, the Eagles go to 2-1. I'm happy. I'm celebrating. And this is a great day. The Giants, they did win. Who cares? Then the Dallas Cowboys, they lose. They stink. That's okay. And I think Dak got credit for underhand, like a Hoosier. Remember the dude Hoosier, the little underhand pass? He did an underhand pass to Tavon Austin. Weak touchdown pass. So he gets credit for a touchdown pass that was weak. So he has 2 touchdowns in 3 games. And Carson has 1 on the first drive of the game. Who's better? You know who's better. You know who's better. That's right. So with that said, it's time to get going. I will talk to you guys later. I will be back tomorrow. We will see you then. And hey, tell me what you think in the comment section. With that said, take care. Talk to you later. And don't be a dingbat.